You might say, well, I wish I could just find 4 or 5 of me. Well, depending on who you are. If you know, 4 or 5 people that are doing nothing is going to still be nothing.
So you're accusing the people that you're on a call with right now. It's clearly evening. They're clearly making time in their day to be here. You're accusing them of not doing anything. Off, Brian.
You're like,
hey everyone, welcome to Nicole Reacts, where I, Nicole, react to online marketing gurus that I find on the internet. My qualifications for snark and commentary are that I've owned a marketing company for 15 years, and having worked with hundreds of clients on marketing strategy and implementation, I feel like I have a fair bit to contribute to the online discourse about online marketing and how these people, these gurus, train people on how to market. So before we get started, I want to thank everybody for getting this channel up to 500 subscribers, halfway to monetization, baby. So if you've watched some of these videos and you're thinking about subscribing, literally every single person helps at this point, because once I'm at 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I can monetize the channel, and that will give me opportunities and reasons to make more videos, because right now this is just a fun side project. And if you want to attend one of my trainings, I am actually doing one virtually. I'll put the link on the screen here. I'm doing it about AI and using AI tools to help with your marketing tasks, essentially. And I'm doing it February 18. It's a Saturday. It's noon Eastern Standard Time. But the good news is if you sign up and you can't come live, you can get the recording. And I'm doing it as a pay what you want kind of setup, because, we're in a late stage capitalism hellscape. And if you don't have any money, I still want you to come. But like sometimes people are like, oh, I'd like to contribute something. And honestly, like I could use a little cash right now. So if you want to throw a couple of bucks my way, you can. But you can also fill out the form without putting any money in as well. And once you sign up, I'm going to send the link to the training, the live training coming up here. So feel free to sign up at that link if you want to learn more about using AI in your marketing in this coming year. Without further ado, let's get started. Our guy today is a repeat. That's right. We've hung out with Brian Carruthers before. And I believe his first training was called it was like a multi-million-dollar training, or he called it something really crazy like that. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember. I know it involved at least 3 exclamation marks and a lot of caps. And it ended up being just what the MLM people call what's it called? A power hour. So basically this idea where you kind of all go online at the same time and you work your business together. So it was a lot of Brian staring at us, saying passive aggressive things and playing really low energy music. I wanted to do another reaction video to Brian where he was actually doing a training. And something I've complained about with these gurus before, if you've watched these past videos, is that I'll talk about how they talk about how great they are at sales, but yet none of them will do like a sales call or a sales chat on camera and talk about like, I said this and they said this, and then I said this and then they said this, which would be probably enormously helpful to help people get better at sales if they're so good at it, right? So this Brian Carruthers video is literally called Watch Me Call Prospects Live, Network Marketing Recruiting, Watch and Learn. And the only person I've ever actually seen do a sales call is Grant Cardone, and you can picture how that goes and how most of us could not get away with that kind of demeanor on a sales call and have it go well. I'm really looking forward to watching this guy actually do some live sales calls. So this video is 57 minutes, so I have a feeling it'll be a 2-parter, just because usually these hour-long videos with my snark can kind of get long. So without further ado, let's let Brian talk about how awesome he is at calling prospects, and we can watch and learn from him. By the way, this is blurry on my screen. It's blurry at a non-full screen resolution too. So this is just objectively blurry.
stuff.
Maybe it was blurry on purpose. Okay, he's still blurry though.
All right, well, here we go. Well, first of all, it's an honor to be on here with you guys tonight. I don't take this lightly.
So he's blurry. And I think this could be a combination of a couple of things. Maybe he recorded at like 720 resolution and then uploaded it to a place where he thought it was 1080. Maybe he's recording it over Wi-Fi and the connection isn't great. So I don't know. Like, he's blurry though, and I don't know if there's much I can do about it, but we'll see if it gets better throughout the video.
You're going to invest a little time into from your life into this Zoom with me tonight. And my hope and desire is to add value. I want to help you guys to grow your business. Just so you know, I did one of these for my own organization, my own personal business team last week. This one is for folks that are not in Legal Shield, not in my team. This is for all of you. I know we've got people that are patching in right now from not just United States, not just North America. We've got people overseas that are listening into this. And my aim is to just always try to help you all in growing your business. Because look, at the end of the day, you got involved in the business. You started your business for a reason. The challenge is that's where the work begins. That's where the learning begins. That's where you kind of find out all that you don't know. You start, you took a look at your opportunity. You saw your product, amazing product. So,
okay, so two things here before he goes on. First of all, I can't tell. So Brian Carruthers from the last video, he has a group, like an online group called The Vault that people can pay to be a part of. I believe the fee is $50 a month. And for that $50 a month, from what I can tell, you get access to a monthly Zoom call. So this might be that. Plus, you get access to everything he's ever recorded. Based on this quality, though, of the couple of videos I've seen, I don't think necessarily accessing hundreds of hours of poor quality videos is like a huge asset, but go off, King. And the second thing I will say, and I use the term respect here loosely, is that I sort of respect that Brian is in an MLM in addition to training MLM people. Usually what these people do is they get out of the MLM and say like, oh, because I'm outside of a company, I can be more objective. They give some BS reason like that. When in reality, it's like, oh, if it was so profitable, why did you get out of the MLM? So it sounds like he's in Legal Shield. I wanted to say Legal Zoom. I don't know. One of the legal ones. It sounds like that's the one he's in addition to also having his training business. So at least he's in the industry he's coaching people on. I will give him that.
Oh, the money-making opportunity. Oh my gosh, I'm going to make so much money in this. And then you go out and talk to some friends and family and you get hit by some big water balloons right in the face. And you're like, whoa, why don't people see what I saw?
Because they're friends with you or family members with you. They don't want to buy products from you. It isn't a transactional relationship. And the fact that you're starting to treat it as a transactional relationship is a bit of a red flag to them. I'm guessing that's what it is.
I was shocked.
Also, me rejecting a business proposition is not a water balloon in the face. Okay, just because I'm not financially committing to something I have to pay for monthly going forward doesn't mean I don't want to continue being friends with you. So acting like people aren't receptive to the business opportunity is a water balloon in the face, I think is a little bit strong.
I was literally shocked when 184 out of my first 200 people I talked to about my business with Legal Shield told me no. Some of them weren't even polite enough to say no.
Okay, so these people will literally copy and paste scripts into chat, right? Sometimes they even forget to personalize it. And then they act all offended that you aren't like carefully caring for their feelings and rejecting them. Yet they're treating you like part of their numbers game. I had to pitch 200 people and 184 rejected them. Okay, so like I'm a tally mark in that rejection. So you don't treat me as special when you contact me, but you want me to treat you as special when I reject the opportunity. And if I don't reject it in exactly the right way, you think that it's not polite. Make it make sense.
They were like rude about it. That's stupid. You're stupid. A few of those. I don't want to exaggerate. I don't have that many ignoramuses that are in my life, but you come across a few. But 16 said yes. And from the 16 that said yes, there's only a few that remain. But
They didn't get rich and stick around? Wow, shocker.
Those 16 were a starting point of the team I was starting to develop. And some of those people led me to some people who led me to some people who led me to some people. And I tap rooted through all those folks and eventually find a leader that sticks around and builds. So the team that got you where you are today is not going to be the team that takes you where you're trying to go.
So this is what I find rich about this whole thing. So you approach me with a business opportunity. I'm your friend and you approach me with a business opportunity. Me saying no to you is like a water balloon in your face. And if I don't reject you in the exact right way, I will be rude or an ignoramus, right? Yet, if I join your company and then it's not working for me and I have to leave because like I'm losing money or like I need to get a job that will definitely make me money and this thing is getting in the way of my time to do that, you're like, oh, no, you were just a stop on my road, to build my team. You know what most real companies do when someone leaves? They have an exit interview. They have a conversation and they learn maybe as an employer what they could have done differently, to retain the employee. And they learn from the employee who's leaving, maybe some things that could be improved within the company, right? They get that outside perspective while the person's on the way out. So the mature way of seeing this would be to say, okay, if people are leaving my organization, if the 16 people who started with me, if 14 of them have left, I need to have a conversation with those 14 people to fully understand my company and to make it better. But nope, they become a transaction to you when they are no longer making you money. And yet, when they treat you with just, some boundaries saying no, you feel like highly incensed about it. Okay? I'm just pointing out that this isn't consistent. You're treating people like garbage. But let's continue. I want to see him do a sales call, and we're already 3 minutes in, and he's just talking. If all his trainings are like this, I definitely don't need to watch any more trainings by him.
I'm not saying that you disregard them or cast them off. They do that. They self-select. So you've got to recruit a bunch to find the few who will go out and sign up the masses. And if I ever find that you're staring at me and I don't see you looking down, typing or writing, I'll just jump out there and say, hey, that's a good note to take. Okay.
The absolute condescension these people have for the people they're talking to. So he's on a Zoom call with people who are presumably paying him money. And this is how he talks to them with absolutely no respect. Listen, if I'm looking down, I might be taking notes, right? I might be doodling because that helps me listen. I'm a doodler. If you've ever been in a meeting with me, you'll see like the margins of whatever I have in front of me are typically doodled in. And if you look at my high school or college notes, they're doodly too. It's just that it helps me listen. I don't know. I think that there's a thing with that. But the fact that this person is so controlling about how you're consuming the information is absolutely appalling to me. You're talking to adults and you're talking to your customers, Brian. So why don't you show them some freaking respect?
And Jim Rohn used to do that a little bit. So that I would write that one down. You got to recruit a bunch to find the few who are going to go out and sign up the masses. You're not going to sign up the masses. I'm not going to sign up the masses, but we're going to go out and sign up a bunch. And then from that bunch, 1 out of 50 may actually do something real. 1 out of 500 might be a really great leader on your team. And you might be saying, oh my, are you kidding? I got to recruit 500 people to get a real leader. Okay. Yeah.
Why is that? This is crazy to me. Like, as somebody who actually has like staff, people who work for me, I have not had to go through hundreds, 500 people to get one good person, like at all. So it begs the question, if you have to recruit 500 people to get one that stays, how good is the thing you're recruiting them into?
You don't have to recruit the 500. If you recruit 5 and really work with those people and help them over time recruit 5, and then you help those 25 over time recruit 5, and you help those 125 over time recruit 5. Again, it's not going to work out exactly like that.
Yeah, you couldn't even keep the 16 people you initially recruited. You said most of them are gone. So Ideally, if you recruited 16 people at the beginning of your MLM journey, you should have theoretically been working with them, and they should still be with you today, following your own logic.
You might need to recruit 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 yourself to go get that cascade effect to actually occur. But once you get about 500 people on your team, you're going to find somebody that's a real leader.
Oh my God, we're 4 minutes in. This guy is so repetitive. I don't know if anybody else finds him repetitive, but in his sales, whatever power hour thing, he was too.
Assuming that you lean in, plug them in, develop them. And look, heck, you might say, well, I wish I could just find 4 or 5 of me. Well, depending on who you are. If 4 or 5 people that are doing nothing is going to still be nothing.
So you're accusing the people that you're on a call with right now. It's clearly evening. They're clearly making time in their day to be here. You're accusing them of not doing anything. Fuck off, Brian.
You're like, well, I'm really consistent and I build my business every day. We'll go get 4 or 5 of you and you are on a great path. I'm not saying you're signing people up every day. We can't set expectations on results. Divorce yourself from the results. Yeah, you want them. That's what you're after. But what you need to focus on is activity.
Think about any other thing where you would be told like to not think about your results. I can't think of something like if you want to get better at something or you want to be successful at something. Yeah, you're continuously working at it, but you're also tracking results. Like that's part of it.
If you are trying to always improve and get better and you're doing daily activity, that's all you can control. And that's all you need to worry about, right? Now, I don't want this to be one long diatribe and I'm just sitting here talking your ear off and you guys are here for a reason. You want me to share with you different ways or a way to find new prospects because
I'm here for the sales call. Watch me call prospects live. That's what I'm here for.
If you're anything like me, after you went through your warm market 2 or 3 times, and by the way, 2 or 3 times, I'm not saying some people go through their warm market. They say they've gone through it and they're full of shit. Okay. They have 200 people on their list. They went through 14 of them and like, I went through it. No, you got 14 no's. The other 186, you're just thinking they're all going to say the same thing. So now you're ready to go find strangers because you don't want to embarrass yourself talking to people that you know that are going to tell you that you're ridiculous.
What I don't understand here is how do you know that you've gone through your warm network 4 times? Is it that the first round you send a Facebook message or text? And is it the second round that you call everybody that you haven't heard from? And is the third round that you send an email? And is the fourth round that you hold an event and invite them to? Like, how do you know you've gone through your network 4 times? And that's what these people will never tell you. Every time you're not successful, it's your fault. And they will say vague things like, oh, you're not like in alignment with your values, or, oh, you're not clear with who your target customer is, or, oh, you're not going through your warm market enough times. But they will never tell you how to actually fix it.
When in reality, that 18th person or the 52nd person on that list of 200 was ready to be a superstar on your team, but you threw the baby out with the bathwater.
And whenever you're not successful in network marketing, it is your fault. It's because you're not doing it right. It's because you're not putting forth enough effort. And this is so toxic. He just said a minute ago that the only thing that you could control is daily activity and constantly trying to improve. He said those are the 2 things you can work on. And now a minute later, he's going to shame you for not doing everything exactly right. I thought that the 2 important things were what was important. Is it something else, Brian? Are you going to be condescending? I should have a condescending count for this guy. I think I'm going to start now. I don't feel like going back and finding the other things, but we're going to count how many times he's condescending.
That's what you did. So when I say after you've gone through your warm market 2 or 3 times.
Okay, I'm counting this as 1, 2 or 3 times. He's repeating the same thing. He just said it. We get it. But how do you know you've gone through the warm market a second time?
That does not mean you're done with your warm market, because it takes 5 to 7 times to really break through to somebody. You guys catch that?
You guys catch that? Okay, that's time 2. It's like the way he says it. You're allowed to know things and you're allowed to be smart about something, but what you're not allowed to do is be a dick about it, especially to people who are paying you money.
It takes 5 to 7 times to finally break through their thick skull.
You just said that.
To get them to open up their door of receptivity and actually hear what you were saying from exposure number 1. So when I say after you've gone through your warm market 2 or 3 times, I'm simply saying at that point, it's time to do some cold market and circle back from time to time to your warm market. You know, the one.
What does that look like? Does that look like you pull out your spreadsheet every 6 months and send people a message? Does that look like you note everybody's birthday and contact them on their birthday every year? Like, what does that look like, Brian? Give us an example of when you would know to circle back and how you would check back in with them.
One thing I see people do a lot is they focus on the same handful of warm market people and they beat the heck out of them. Like they're so desperate. Like, I need these 7. And they keep on talking to the same 7 people. Juliana, you know what I'm talking about. I see your smirk. You're probably like, yeah, I did it, or I watch everybody else do it. Look, we all do that because we think we get sold on potential. Let's say Tim Leonard and I, let's say we're old friends and he's such a sharp guy and everybody likes him when he walks into a room. Everybody likes to hang out with him and smoke a cigar. And I fall into the potential of what he could be in my business. And I get so hung up on Tim that I forget that there's 330 million people in America that need my opportunity. And I'm so stuck on, I got to get Tim. If I don't get Tim, I'm busted. I'm broke. I'm bankrupt.
Is it that you have to get Tim, or that you're trying to build relationships and that takes time? And so what you're doing is you're contacting people and you're continuing to have conversations with people who seem interested. I thought that's what you were supposed to be doing.
But we got to move on. Okay, circle back to Tim later on. Go back to Tim later on when you signed up some strangers and you've made some money, and say, hey, Tim, you've been ignoring me, but let me tell you what's happened to my business and how great you could do with what I just did. So I can show you how I did it.
Listen, this is super douchey and condescending. So years ago, I dated this guy when I was starting my business, and he thought my business was dumb, to be honest. And we broke up. And he's periodically asked me through the years if like I was going to go public with the company so that he could buy shares in it. And we had a really good year a couple of years ago. And was I tempted to contact him and give him an estimated business valuation and see if he wanted to buy a share in it? Damn straight I was. But that would be super douchey, and I also don't want to talk to him. So anyway, going back to someone and being like, hey man, you know how you rejected me? I made a lot of money now. You want to join now? So I'm going to count this as being condescending, even though this Tim person doesn't theoretically exist.
Now he's listening, when before you had no results yet to speak of, and he wasn't listening because of that. So what I love about tonight, we're going to be talking about calling leads.
Okay.
Now, some of you guys may not believe in leads. I have heard from a number of network marketing team builders out there in different companies that are like, I don't want my people to, they tell their people, I don't want you working leads.
I have never heard of anyone in sales who doesn't believe in leads. I have heard of people who don't want to buy a list of leads if they don't know where it comes from or it seems random. Like, a list of bad leads is worth almost nothing. But getting your own qualified leads and following up with them, I do not know one person in sales who doesn't believe in leads.
My serfs, listen to me. I am talking to you from my tower, and I want you to never work a lead. Well, they may never have had to work leads because maybe they got some really great traction early on, and they've got some great team members that became leaders, and they've been really cranking a warm market, and they've got some good momentum there. And they've got other ways they teach. Maybe they teach social media. Maybe they teach, 3-foot rule or whatever the case is. Maybe they don't want you to.
Okay. I had to look up what 3-foot rule is. You ready? The 3-foot rule is specifically for real estate salespeople, and it simply means that you should talk real estate to every person that comes within 3 feet of you. Okay. He made it sound like it was this like whole system, but it's just that, in case you were curious.
Spend money to buy a lead. Okay. I've heard that over the years a few times. It's not often said, but I've heard it a few times. For me, my mentor, who I learned a heck of a lot from, he actually introduced me to leads.
I love that these people, they have mentors, but they will never tell you who they are because they want their students to stay with them. So if I said, oh, like, I'm teaching you, but like this person's my mentor, what a lot of students would do is say, hey, I'm going to go to the mentor. So that he's not going to tell you who this person is ever.
A company called Cutting Edge Media that's not around anymore, but that's the company I used to buy my leads from. And I would buy opportunity seeker leads, people that went online, that answered an ad about making money from home. They become a lead, and you buy those lists of leads. You buy them as they come in one at a time, real time, or you can buy a list of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 of them. And you know what was really awesome for me? My confidence. Now, by the way, can you guys tell I'm pretty confident?
Yeah, overly so.
Hopefully I don't come across cocky. I never want to come across cocky.
You do.
I want to be confident.
Yeah, you come across as cocky and condescending. More condescending than anything.
I want to have some humor.
Why do these people think that they're funny? Like Ray Higdon thinks he's funny. Matt Morris thinks he's funny. This guy thinks he's funny. None of these people are funny. Like, I've only ever seen Brian be cocky, sassy, or mean.
I want to be enjoyable to listen to. So, so I might come across certain ways, when I'm doing a training or whatever, but I feel like I'm confident.
Okay.
I also feel like my posture is pretty strong. And the reason
this guy must be a Ray Higdon person, because Ray Higdon's very into posturing.
Why is because I've gotten results. But even before the results, I found that my confidence and posture were really strong, because if I'm looking, I see Juan right there, sitting there with his Beacon shirt on. So I see Juan, and if Juan was a prospect of mine and he was one of my 7 that I was just so dead set on, I got to recruit Juan, I'm desperate. He knows it. I know it. His dog knows it.
Juan is the loneliest number. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that just hit me. I had to share.
His wife knows it. He might not even be married, but his future wife knows it. I mean, like, everybody.
Or future husband or future spouse, non-binary. Let's not make assumptions here, Brian.
Everybody knows how desperate Brian is, because I keep on beating Juan up over the head about my opportunity. And because I come across like that, I'm in a people attraction business. I'm repelling people. Juan doesn't want anything to do with a guy who's desperate. See, in this arena, guys, people are making a decision, not just to buy a product. We're trying to get them to start a business and partner with us. Like, we are going to be their sponsor. We're going to be a mentor to them. And if we're coming across like, oh my God, if you don't sign up right now, I can't pay my light bill. My electricity is going to turn off. So please sign up. Okay, I understand that you want to appeal to their sense of decency.
If you're in a business and there are people who can't pay their bills based on working full time for that company, I would go to a different company. And it sounds like this is pretty common from the way Brian's talking here.
To help you out and join your business, to help you with your goals and what you need them to sign up for. But
I don't know if I should count this as a condescending. Yeah, I'm going to. He's being.
That's not a really good methodology, because nobody's going to want to do that. They might say, "Hey, give me your address. I'll start you a GoFundMe. Let's get you a pity account on GoFundMe. Let's get you some money." But I'm not partnering in business with you. You sound desperate.
So you can tell when Brian is being condescending, because he does this little head shake and then he does a little smirk right after. So he's got a little tell. I'd love to play poker with this guy.
So my posture and confidence is always high, because I could buy a list of 100 leads. And if I talk to Dot, and Dot's like, go fly a kite. Next, Giuliano, take a long walk. Oh, we'll take a long walk on a shore pier. Thank you. Juan, hey, I don't like you. Go away. Okay, cool. Chip Tom, you don't like me either. Okay. Hey, Dana Sweet. All right, you're not interested. All right, no big deal. And I'm going to keep going down the list. And when I talk about in my Building an Empire book, Don't Drag Your Past Forward is the name of a chapter. And the reason why I had to write that chapter is because if the last 10 prospects you talked to rained on your parade, they just brought you down, then the 11th prospect could have been a great one, but you know, your ability to go from no to no without losing enthusiasm is everything. Your ability to go from no to.
So if you can't recruit people, it's your fault because you're coming off as desperate, you're repelling them or whatever. But your ability to be successful is how well you take rejection. So like, what is it? Is it my fault or is it a numbers game?
No, without losing your enthusiasm. And same thing with people you sign up. You recruit 10 people and none of them do anything. None of them fast track qualify or whatever your initial thing is in your company. They don't have any success. Well, guess what? The next person that you try to recruit or that you do recruit, you're dragging your past forward and you're projecting your expectation of failure on that next person because the last 10 people let you down. They didn't do anything like they said they were going to do. So they bum you out and you make that next person basically fulfill that same prophecy, right? So don't let that happen. So
we're 13 minutes in. I want to see a sales call, Brian. Stop vamping.
So again, my sales pitch to you, and by the way, I'm not trying to sell you leads. I don't own the lead company.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell you coaching.
No, they do compensate me. I want to be up front and clear. Like the leads that I get, I don't pay for them ever anymore because I do a live lead dial like this once in a while. They're like, hey, we're going to funnel you free leads and compensate you. I don't pay for leads anymore. I do one of these and they give me 20 or 30 free leads. That's a good, depending on the lead, that's, $60, $100 worth of leads. That's pretty cool. More importantly, it's not even about compensation. I want you guys that are my followers.
Okay. So he just said this verbally. So obviously, depending on what numbers you choose to divide, these leads he's getting are worth between $2 and $5 a piece. That's pretty low for a lead. Just to give you an idea of like sort of what they cost besides what this guy is saying. I know that I worked with an insurance person who was paying $25 a lead. So there was some like health insurance online.net or something, some website that had generic form on it. And he was paying for leads off of that for people looking for health insurance in the state of Maine. So he was paying $25 a lead off that site. Now, when I run lead generation ads for clients, I've run them on Facebook and LinkedIn most recently. I think you can run lead generation ads pretty much everywhere. But for my clients, I typically prepare them to start off at $15 a lead as we figure out the audience and slowly drive down the price. At the lowest I've ever gotten for a client was the $3 leads. That was a really good little ad set, but they're typically, more in that sort of $10, $15 range. And I know that in the ad groups that I'm in online, people brag when they get lead ads for like $5 a lead. Like that's like, whoa, really cool. So just to prepare you for that. Now you might say like, oh, that's like kind of expensive, but like if you sell cars or if you're a lawyer or something, right? And let's say that you paid $15 a lead and that you close about 10% of the people that you talk to, right? You would have spent $1,500 to get a customer. Now, if you're a lawyer, your customer is probably worth at least that, right? Like whether it's someone like me who pays my incorporation paperwork every year, a couple $100, and I'm never going to do it myself. So like you're going to make $200 off me a year forever. Or whether you're going to, I don't know, go through a divorce with me and I'm definitely going to pay more than that. Point being is that like lead generation ads, depending on what kind of line of work you're in, how much your customer is worth, and what your closing rate is in sales can be good. But what's hard for me to understand is that buying a random lead from a random source that I haven't qualified myself is something that, I don't know, I feel much less confident about. I guess that's why Brian's leads are worth between $2 and $5 is that, it's not like we have targeted an ad at a very specific person and are getting their contact information, right? He's paying for people who filled out a form that says they want to make money online. That's a very general kind of person. So that's why those leads are probably worth less, and probably why he's getting really rejected is that they're not super targeted. But as a business owner, if you want to generate your own leads, you can basically set up a little lead generation ad. People fill out the form and you're getting those email addresses or those cell phone numbers and names directly from the group that you want. So it's not buying leads like this or nothing. There's other ways to get leads besides what he's talking about. All right. Thanks for letting me get on my soapbox there.
And by the way, that's really, it sounds really.
I'm doing a lead generation ad training at a conference coming up next month. So I think that's why I'm like in lead generation ad mode right now.
Weird. I know Instagram people are like, oh, my followers, my people. I don't look at it. Please don't take it that way. I'm not Pied Piper and you guys are like these minions or anything. I don't know how else to say it, but all of my friends inside of my community that we're creating here, if I can say it better like that, I want you guys to win. So if I can help you better confidence, better posture, give you more people to talk to, you're going to come across better with each of those conversations and you're going to be more successful in recruiting people. And the last thing before I actually start doing some dials, okay, so you can hear what I say and how I say it. And by the way, I'm probably better than some people because I just have done a lot of it. But you're going to still hear me stumble, fumble. I'll get hung up on. Last week, I got hung up on by 2 people. Damn those people. No, I'm just kidding. But it saves quitters. It saves quitters. Well, here's what I mean. Carol Robbins, let's say, for example, I see Carol on there. Let's say Carol is a part of my team and she ghosts me. Like we haven't talked in weeks or months. And I know she wanted to have a great success in the business, but she's just kind of fallen by the wayside. You know what I know? Just out of experience for 23 years of doing this full time and working with tens of thousands of people, she probably got either some rejection that caused her to lose steam and she just kind of lost belief, or she ran out of prospects and she's like, I have nobody else to talk to and I'm not really sure how to bring it up with a stranger or find people. So, people just drift away.
These people have such main character syndrome. You know why else Carol might not be talking to you? Maybe her dad just died. Maybe she's in the middle of a divorce. Maybe her kid is having trouble at school. Like, there is an infinite number of reasons that Carol maybe is not talking to you that have nothing to do with how she's doing with her leads. Okay. And it's so funny because it never occurs to these people that maybe there's a reason beyond the thing that they're thinking about. Maybe Carol's a human.
So here's what I would do with Carol. I'd call Carol up. Hey, Carol, it's Brian. Hey, it's been a long time. And I know you're really busy on stuff. I don't ever want to embarrass anybody, by the way. So I would say something like to Carol, hey, look, I know things are super busy with everything going on. And I apologize for not picking up the phone and giving you a call before now, because we've both been obviously pretty slammed. But I was just thinking about you because in our last conversation, like a couple months ago, you shared with me your why and how important your kids, getting more time with your kids. And that's why you wanted to really succeed in your business. And so I just had a really big idea I wanted to share with you.
Why don't you ask her how she's doing first? Why don't you gauge whether like now is a good time to present your idea or not before you present it?
You may have talked to some of your warm market, maybe some of your family members or some of your friends or colleagues. And if they didn't sign up, maybe you kind of lost a little interest. Well, I've got a way that you can actually introduce our opportunity to some people that just asked for information about an opportunity like ours. Like people that just filled out a form online and said, I want to make money from home. Show me what you've got. Would it be a little bit refreshing to be able to talk to people like that and share our opportunity with them? So you're not beating up friends and family.
Are you giving Carol your leads? If so, that's generous of you. But if you're going to make Carol buy these leads, I think that you're kind of gross.
But you can actually talk to a stranger that's raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested. And then Carol's going to perk up. She's like, oh, yeah, where do we find people like that? And then I can introduce her to, hey, here's one of the ways I found to do it. We can actually just go buy a list of a certain kind of lead. And
oh, Carol, you having a hard time making money? You should go spend money on buying this list thing. Why don't you throw Carol a bone? You're getting free leads from this company. Why not give Carol $50 worth of free leads and let her give it a shot? Why not? Oh, is it because you don't think she can close at least one sale in the 50 leads? How good are those leads then, Brian?
You can contact those people and share the opportunity with them.
And he also says that he gets referral commission from this, I think, earlier. So not only is he giving Carol helpful advice that's going to cost her money, but he's going to be making money from the lead generation people. Gross. Gross, Brian.
So, I mean, I can save her from completely quitting the business because people do quit the business based on their lack of interest from their friends and family. Now, I believe if you really believe in the value of your product and or your opportunity, you should be sharing it with your friends and family. Never shy away from your warm market, but you also can work in cold market. So now let me share with you a screen share.
There we go. Freaking 17 minutes into a 57-minute presentation. Let's get
the source of where I'm getting these leads.
Yahoo.com is
and I do everything. See how fast I got to that website? I do everything text replacement. I just typed in ISL. I've already got a program to go to instantsuccessleads.net. Okay. Don't you type in ISL because you haven't programmed it. So it won't do that for you.
I'm so technologically smart, you guys.
But anyway, I'm all about saving time.
Oh, look at this beauty of a website. It looks like it was designed in circa 2009. I can tell by the little like wraparound thing where it says buy leads. I remember helping somebody put that on a Joomla 1.5 website in 2008.
instantsuccessleads.net. I want to encourage you guys to write it down. Whether you're excited about doing this or not, at least you have it as a resource. Put it in your back pocket for later if you want. But this is where I buy my leads from. The guys that started this company were the guys that used to be at Cutting Edge Media. So I've been using this company for 23 years. These guys. Two different companies, same guys. And I've used other lead sources.
Huh. The same guys, but two different company names. I wonder why they changed their company name. It seems like that would be a lot of extra work to have to do that. I wonder if someone made them do that. I wonder if they had a reputation they wanted to get away from.
None of them were ever any better. Okay. They didn't beat the price. Actually, I found a few that tried to beat the price, but it was actually their customer service was bad, and the leads weren't as good as these. But most importantly, it comes down to they're reliable. And if you've got some issues, you can contact these guys and they can replace some leads if you got a bad batch or something like that. But at the end of the day, there are several different kinds of leads that you can choose from. All of them have answered an ad saying they want to start some kind of a home-based business to make some money from home. Now, I'm going to also share with you guys a few. There's a special promotion that was supposed to end by today. They've extended it. So before you go to bed tonight, you can still take advantage of this. They put this in.
They've extended it just for me so I could present you the opportunity. Exclusivity.
In place, and I promoted it last week. But I wanted to do one more live dial for all of you guys tonight outside of just my team. My team bought up a lot of leads, by the way. So
my team bought up a lot of leads. And the only reason I know that is because I get a commission based on the referrals sending people to this website.
Write down instantsuccessleads.net and then write down this coupon code.
His coupon code.
FIRE, F-I-R-E, LIT, L-I-T, and the number 50. FIRE LIT 50.
FIRE LIT 50. Okay, Brian.
And I'm going to give you some lead types that you want to write down. And for any order of these particular leads, you'll get 50% more for free on the order. So if you buy 50 leads, you'll get 75. You buy 100, you get 150. Pretty insane deal. They've done promos before, but not 50% extra leads for free. So here's the lead types. Live local premium. So write these down fast. Live local premium, which is this one. And then
ooh, this site has some accessibility issues. I just did a quick check of the code and it appears that it's not in a content management system. So I think this site is hand coded.
Live premium,
like an HTML website from maybe like 1995.
Which is this one in blue. Live premium female. So if you want to recruit some females, maybe
you want to recruit some females. Here's the thing with these leads, guys. They're not saying like, oh, well, I sold Nicole this lead, so I can't sell it to anyone else. No, they're selling these leads to everyone. So this list of female prospects is getting given to everyone who buys it. So if you happen to fill out this form, you're going to get emails from a bunch of random people, not just one random person.
Maybe you're a woman who is creating a team of all empowered women. That's what you want to focus on. That's your tribe that you're building. Well, guess what? You can go get just female leads.
Can I get just male leads? I don't see that on the list.
That's pretty awesome, especially for some companies that are really, really focused on females. And then there's another one, live premium, just regular live premium leads, which is this one. And then
what's a live premium lead? Is it someone who's alive?
Live local home job. Live local home job. These are people that are looking for a job from home, which you can easily, well, I don't want to preface by easily, you can convert them to a business opportunity. They are cheaper because it's a lot easier for the company to advertise and get people to submit their info to get a job from home than starting a business from home.
Yeah, because people need the income. If someone needs the money, don't try to get them away from the money they need, because that makes you gross. That makes you predatory. These people need money, so they're looking for a job. They can't risk losing money, which is why they don't want to start a business.
Okay. And then you've got the last one here, live home job. So live home job, and then also live local home job. Live local home job is area code specific. Live local premium and live local home job. Area code meaning, let's say Dot lives in Arizona. And she's like, I want to build locally here. I want to find some prospects I can recruit and I can go have coffee with and I can build a team and have fun adventures with. Well, guess what? She just go in and she can put in 928 area code in Arizona. Or maybe Ron Evans is in Chicago and he's like, all right, I'm going to put in 618. Right? Or 847. You're in Maryland, put in 301, 240, 410, 443. Now, how do I know all these area codes? Because I've been making phone calls for 25 years. I don't think you're going to come up with an area code unless it just came out in the last 90 days. I know just about every area code. Okay. Bravo to me. Great.
I liked him giving himself kudos there.
Okay. So those are the ones you get 50% more for free.
Okay.
And then one more coupon code, write this one down. And this is FireLit25. On that one, it applies to live redirect leads. Live redirect. What is a redirect? It's somebody who puts their information into the ad, meaning, hey, here's my contact info. I want to make money. And then the system automatically directs them to your website. Now, it might go right to a website, or maybe you've got a capture page. Like for me, I've got a capture page. I have them go to a specific web landing page. I got a short little video on it and some fields for them to put in their name, email, and phone and submit asking for more information. I love that because I didn't need that because the lead already got generated. I already had their contact information from Instant Success Leads. But when it automatically redirects to my website, my capture page, and they submit a request for info there, it dates the fact that they had recently just asked for info. Now they're asking again. That's a good sign.
So you're making someone fill out a lead generation form, and then after they redirect to another page that you've created that has a lead generation form on it, so they're filling it out twice. I'd be annoyed if it was me personally.
But I also have my system set up where it automatically goes into my contact management app. So now they're in my contact list and I have them going right into an email drip campaign. So the first email is going to have a welcome message and a video they can watch, and they're going to have another and another and another. And over the course of the next 12 months, they're going to keep on getting emails from me automatically while I'm sleeping.
But these are emails they can opt out of at any time. And what I'm really curious is how many people stick around for 12 months?
That's pretty cool. Now, if you don't have a lead capture page, you want to get one. Now, everybody in my company has one through our prospect app. Okay. They might not know about it, might not be using it, but in your company, if you don't have one, get with your upline leadership and say, hey, I met this really handsome, sharp guy, Brian, and he says we need this. You like that, Dot? So, but say, hey, look, I want a lead capture page. And Ron, come on, give me some love. Don't shake your head too much at me. But we need a lead capture page, and we need it to go right into a campaign, so that way we can automate this process somewhat. Now, never let a campaign.
Oh my God! If you try to talk to your upline about it, I bet they will not necessarily know what he's talking about.
Campaign be your weakness. Sometimes networkers think, oh, well, I've got so much stuff automated that I don't need to make phone calls anymore. That's a mistake. You still want to make the phone calls. You still need to reach out and connect with people. So that is instant success leads. That's where I get my leads from.
Okay, we're 24 minutes into a 57-minute thing. I was promised calling prospects live, and we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. Now, that having all been said, let me close out a couple screens here. Let me stop the share. Come back to you guys here. Clear my, I just got to get all this stuff out of my face. All right. So I'm going to start making some dials. How about that? 25 minutes in, and I've been just talking at you. All right. Yep. So now it's time for me to make some calls.
Great.
Let me preface this by saying,
oh my God,
I've had some nights where I got several good contacts. I've had some nights where I spend an hour making phone calls.
So he's preparing us for if he's not successful.
And I strike out. But it doesn't bother me that much, other than I wish I had some success, because I've got more leads that are going to come in the next day. With instant success leads, you never have to run out of leads. You never have to be overwhelmed. What I mean is, if let's say you buy a batch of 100 leads, what I don't want you to do is go take all those leads all at once. Especially if you're paying a little extra to get live leads and they're being spit out to you real time.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to let them go.
So I think live leads means you get them one at a time, and then I think the other non-live options, you get like a list of leads that fit your criteria. Now, how old those leads are, who knows, right? But
cold, you're paying a little premium so that you can call them right away while it's still fresh on their brain that, yes, I want to make money from home. So if you buy 100 live leads and they start kind of coming in like 10, 20, 30 a day, you're gonna be like, whoa, I mean, you get home from work and you're just doing this in the evening times and they're already cold by then. So you can actually schedule how many leads you want to come in each day. So it might be 5 a day. And that's a good number, by the way, 5 a day. I'm like, I can handle more. Well, you can handle more the first day.
I thought I have to prospect up to 500 people to get one person on my team who's going to perform well. It's going to take me a while to get there if I'm only doing 5 a day.
But the second day, you got 5 new ones coming in. You got follow-ups from the previous day. So don't overwhelm yourself and forget that the tail of new exposure is going to keep on mounting up the need for follow-up calls. So don't buy too many leads. I would say start off with 50 maybe for the next 30 days and do 5 a day. And then you're going to start, after 10 days, you've got your 50. And then now you're in massive follow-up mode, and then have another batch of leads that maybe you order. And if you order on auto ship, which I know a lot of companies are all about auto ship and network marketing, if you auto ship it where you do like 50 leads every month automatically, which you can cancel anytime, but setting it up that way, you get an extra 10% free leads every month just for setting up on auto ship. Again, you can cancel at any time.
Yeah, and he gets the recurring revenue from those leads.
So if you're doing any leads, you always just get on the auto ship. So it just comes in monthly. Here, by the way, with that, I'm going to teach you guys something really valuable here. This is massive. And I didn't say this on last week's call with my team. I regret missing this point. When my team had the biggest amount of momentum in our team's history in 23 years, this is years ago. We're not in the same kind of momentum now, even though we're doing fine. Our team got to 6,000 recruits a month, not customers, 20,000 customers a month, new customers a month. My team was signing up.
Is this on Legal Shield or is this something else? I wish they never give specifics, so you can't actually check up on if what they're saying is true.
Matter of fact, 24,000 our biggest month, 24,000, 6,000 recruits a month. Nobody was doing that. Some companies might have been doing that, but no team. The way we did that is we had a DVD. And our job, our goal, our method of operation was get this DVD into a prospect's hands. And so what we did was we automated it. It was a standard practice. We made it habit because
these people are trying to get like a few customers in a network marketing business. We don't need to talk about automation right now. You've told them you're going to help them get prospects. You don't need to be like, oh, we had so many leads a month, we had to make this whole system. Like, this is a complete non sequitur. This is not what these people are concerned with. This is just an opportunity for you to brag and waste more of our time. 27 or almost 28 minutes in, still no calls.
We would get people. Video Plus was a vendor that we bought our tools from, and they created for us an auto ship program where you bought 100 DVDs a month for $120, and it just came to your doorstep. And if you got roughly 2 of those out every day, okay, you pretty much got through a bulk of them. 2 a day is 60, so, people are doing a little bit more, roughly 3 a day, but you knew that you got another box coming next month. So it forced our team members to go out there and make 2 to 3 exposures every day. And some of them were doing even 5 a day because they knew that they wanted to crank through them. So they're waiting for the next box. And because of that, our team, look, when the DVD came out, the DVD was really powerful. We went from 1,000 to 2,000 recruits a month. When we went on auto ship and everybody was automatically doing 100 a month, we went to 6,000. We tripled from 2,000 to 6,000 recruits a month. Major lesson to be gained from just understanding what happened there. So if you go on auto.
All right, guys, that's right. We can learn something very universal here from this one experience in this one company over 10 years ago that was shipping DVDs, right? This is super relevant to us today. If he just would say like, hey, what we found when we had our whole team prospecting 2 to 3 people a day is we were able to increase from 1,000 customers a month to 6,000 customers a month. There, Brian, I told your story in a short way that had the same impact.
Ship for leads. And we got more leads coming and you're paying good money for them. So you're going to work the leads and then you get your team to go on auto ship and they've got a constant automatic flow of prospects they're talking to. Man, the auto ship program, unsung hero in this whole lead thing we're talking about here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually start making dials. And
okay. 29 minutes and 25 seconds in.
First one I'm going to call, I've got 3 that I got today that are live interviewed leads. And the live interview lead, it tells you who the call center agent was that they spoke with. That person verified that they legit want to start a business from home. They asked them a couple questions, how much time you want to spend on the business, how much you want to make per month. So they might be like, hey, 20 hours, I want to make 2,000 to 4,000 a month. If you found the right home-based business, would you have at least $100 to invest? They say yes. So I'm looking at one right now who actually, those are our answers. So I'm going to call and I'm going to actually have a conversation. You guys can just quietly listen in and we'll see how it goes. All right. And you'll see exactly what I say when I do this.
Is he going to call her on his phone and have it on speakerphone? I'm so curious. And are we going to be able to hear her?
Just let me know you guys can hear that. Okay, cool.
Hello. Speaking.
It's Brian Carruthers. We haven't spoken yet. I apologize. It's taken me all day to get back to you. You spoke with my assistant, Danny, earlier today?
Yes.
Yeah, and he said that he asked me to get back to you before the night was over. So just apologize again. But you said that you were interested in our work from home program and you wanted to make an extra $2,000 a month?
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect. And what do you do for work now?
I just going to school.
Oh, you're just going to school? Okay, gotcha. All right.
And he clearly has a kid, right? So he's talking to this person. I thought it was going to be a woman. I don't know why, but this person has a kid. You can hear the kid talking in the background. So calling him in at night after this person's out of work, the kid is like talking in the background. We'll see how this goes.
It sounds like you've got some kids.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let me tell you real quickly, I'll get some information over to you so you can evaluate, what our company's all about and see if it's a good fit for you. But my quick story, I was working pretty insane hours in my real estate career as a real estate agent. And, for me, I got married and got 3 kids. I couldn't keep on working those hours anymore. I didn't want to be missing my kids growing up. It was really upsetting me emotionally, knowing how much time I would spend away from my.
Oh, this is so manipulative.
Kids. So when I heard about this company and how I could work from home and set my own hours and create the kind of income while I was able to be at home, it was a lifesaver for me. Is that something that you're looking for yourself?
Yes, sir.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. So here's what we'll do. I've got a short video that explains all about what we do, the 3 different ways that you get paid, and how you can actually, you know, work it into your current schedule. If I send it over to you, when do you think you can take about 20 minutes to watch it?
Tonight.
Okay, super. And you're in Georgia, so you're Eastern time. Well, what time do you think you can watch it?
What the fuck? He said he's going to watch it tonight. Why don't we just let him watch it tonight and he can pick what time that is? God.
Tonight, in the next hour, it's 8:33 now, so in the next hour, you can watch it.
Okay, perfect. So if you watch it, I'm just going to try to plan my evening.
Plan your evening? Oh, gross.
So probably around 9:15 or so, you'll be done watching it for sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. What I'll do is when we hang up, I will send you over a text message. Can you take text to this number?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. I'll text you the link. You can watch the video. My name is Brian Carruthers again. And once you're done watching it, just shoot me back a text. Just let me know you're all set, and we'll jump on and I can answer any questions and go from there.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, like controlling someone's time like this, especially like you can tell this guy is like, yeah, I'll watch it tonight. Like he's excited about it. Like why be more pushy about it? The person's already excited.
All right. Now, last week when I did this, you guys, come on, a little clapping, a little something. See, last week when
earlier in this video, he's like, you might have to call like, you know, a bunch of people and they might all say no. But because this guy said yes, he wants a pat on the back, even though this guy saying yes was completely random, according to his earlier stuff. And right before he started calling, he was like, well, these calls might not go well. Like these factors are out of my control. But it going well, suddenly he wants to take ownership of that.
I did this on Thursday, I went through 9 people. I either got no answers or I got 2 hangups. One dude, and if you're on that one as well, you probably remember I was totally messing with the guy. And sometimes I will mess with people. I'm not rude, but I like to mess with people. Just
okay, this is condescending. The call wasn't going his way, so he's gonna be like, yeah, I was messing with him.
Because I like to keep my morale up. I want to be, can you guys tell I was kind of upbeat and happy on the phone? I was enjoying the conversation. I was not trying to be interesting. I was trying to be interested in her, asking about her.
Okay, they must have done a voice altering thing because it sounded like a guy, but I'm guessing he just did a voice altering thing. Did you sound interested in her? You were like, oh, you have kids. Oh, you have a job. You weren't like, is this a good time to talk? You weren't like, hey, you know, I saw that you filled out you talked to my assistant about a work from home opportunity. Can you tell me a little bit about what kind of thing you're looking for? You know, he didn't listen to her. He did all the talking. He asked her 2 questions. Yeah. I've been on dates with a version of this guy before. They're like, oh, I had so much fun. I'm like, yeah, because like you talk the whole time.
What do you do? You have kids. I wanted to find out a little bit about her so I can craft my story about my situation so she can relate to it.
Yeah, that crafted story was really freaking manipulative. Like, oh, I wanted to stay home with my babies. And every woman in network marketing is guilted for 2 things. You're guilted for having to be in the workforce and being away from your babies. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're guilted for not contributing to your family income. So you're getting it on both sides. So what a freaking this makes me so fucking angry.
Talk about how working a lot of these hours, not being able to be with my kids as much. I knew any mom or dad can totally get that, right? So I mean, you just walk the conversation to where they are. So now, before we go into the next one, again, here's how we do this. I'm going to go ahead and stick her in my app. If you don't have an app, then you just do this, pen and paper or whatever you got, whatever you do. But let me go ahead and stick her in here.
What app do you use, Brian? You're not going to tell us?
Sorry about that.
You're not going to tell us what information you're putting in about this person? You're not going to tell us how you note her in your contacts? I'm going to share with you
something interesting about what I just did in a second, too. Stick her email address in here, too. I need to have her go into my campaign.
Now,
and by the way, I put people into an email campaign only after I've sent them the text.
Now, Brian here could easily be sharing his phone screen and show what he's doing. Obviously, he could blur out the name part. Like there's a way when you record stuff that you can blur out certain areas of the screen. He could do that if he wanted to and show us how it worked, but he doesn't want to do that.
Text that I promised them, and I see where that goes. So I won't put her into an email campaign tonight. Because if I do,
what time are you going to put her in the email campaign, Brian?
It might mess up her going to watch the one video I'm trying to send to her by text tonight. Okay. Tomorrow, if she hasn't signed up, I'm putting her right in that campaign. I'm going to let that thing do its job. Okay. Lead, continue, done. And let me just send her. Oh
my God, he's so boring.
Yeah. Send her an email. I'm sorry, a text. This really does not take long to send a resource, but I just got to do this before I forget and while she's waiting on it. All right, done. Okay. So what I just did in that first dial, it's not always the case. Sometimes I got to call 3, 4, 5 people to finally get somebody live. And I might have to talk to a couple people live to get one person says, hey, yeah, I am interested.
Yes, you've said this before. Can you call the next person?
Because she might have said, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't interested in that. I thought I was filling out a form and being entered into a drawing and I was going to win the lottery. Who knows? But here's the thing. What just happened, it took me a couple minutes to make that exposure and have that conversation. Do you all understand that the typical network marketer is not doing that for the entire day? For the entire day. The typical full-time network marketer is not getting a new exposure every day. They might be thinking about their business. They might be talking about their business. They might be talking to their team members and trying to coach people and say, go, you guys go out and do what I should be doing, but I'm not doing, but I want you guys to go out and make me money. That's what typically happens. It does not take much at all for you to be a top performer in your company.
That's condescending. I'm counting this as a condescending one. He's doing the head tilt thing and he's doing the little smirk. It doesn't take much work for you to be a top leader in your company. So you really think that 99 point whatever percent of people are lazy and don't do any work when they join this company? Because I've met plenty of network marketing people who work very hard to make very little money.
If you just do what I just did every day for 20 minutes. All right, so that's one. Let me go ahead and bring the next lead up here in the email. And this one is
I hope it's a guy.
Another one of the 3 live interview leads. Let me go ahead and make this dial happen. You guys hear that okay? Cool.
I like how I keep nodding like he can see me.
Who's calling? Yes, who is it?
Hey, it's Brian. We haven't spoken yet, but you spoke with my assistant, Jim, earlier today?
Yes.
Yeah, you actually were asking for some information about our company and our work from home program. And Jim said that you wanted to make $4 grand a month and you had about 15 to 20 hours a week that you can put into the business.
I would also like to make $4 grand a month by only working 15 hours a week. I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm the guy who you need to speak to. I've got the information for you. Real quickly, what do you do for work now?
Well, I'm going to say nothing because my pretty much my hours right now are
Yeah, I know things have changed for a lot of folks. What did you do before?
Well, I was a federal employee, which I did a whole bunch of things, you know. I was in Germany for some years. I spent some time in Prague.
Oh, Prague.
Yeah, for some time.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful place. I didn't stay as long as I wanted to. It was right after the wall was knocked down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
this guy's obviously lonely, right? He's asking him some questions and this guy's opening up and he's like, he's got his little Cheshire cat smile on.
I've dug foxholes, driven tanks. I've done it all.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome, but I wasn't military.
Well, you're digging foxholes without being a military?
Yeah, the job, I was a test analyst, so I did testing and things like that on the military equipment.
I got you.
Some track pads, those track pads are heavy.
I'd still feel safe walking down the street with you, though. That's awesome. Well, hey, I don't want to take a lot of your evening. You know, the gym, sent me an email earlier today, and I just got my kids fed and put to bed. So I wanted to follow up before the night got away. He thought you were, super sharp and thought you'd be, great with our company. So I'll share with you my
taking liberties with the truth there, Brian.
My 20-second story. I was a real estate agent, and I was working insane hours, 7 days a week, like all day long. And
this guy's like, yeah, I was in other countries, like doing really physical work. You were a real estate agent, okay?
I know what it's like to tell my friends I can't hang out, not seeing my family. It was really driving me crazy, the kind of hours. And so when I heard about this company and how I could, build something on the side from home and create my own schedule and so forth and scale up my income to whatever I wanted, I was pretty excited about it.
Scale up your income to whatever you want. They act like you can just like pick your salary.
And that's exactly what's happened. I've been with the company for years now. And my wife and I are at home every day with our 3 boys because of this company. And we control our time, our schedule. We get to travel and all that. So it's been a godsend to us. But we've got a short 20-minute Zoom that we actually did a presentation and we recorded it. So we've got a 20-minute video. If I sent that over to you, would you be able to watch it tonight?
Sure.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is when we hang up, can you take a text to this number? Is this a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll text you over the link so you can actually just watch it right on your device. What time do you think you can watch it?
Watch it now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So I'll shoot it over to you. So it'll be there by 1:15. And so just a little after the top of the hour at probably 9:05, it sounds like you'll be for sure done.
What's up?
Let's just call it 9:10. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, perfect.
I was tickled when you said, "Oh, your kid's dead" and whatever.
Yeah.
I have one. My grandson, he is 14, and he's 5'10", and he's 320 pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
So feeding him, you should have seen when he's only in 9th grade. So the coaches, when they saw him show up at school, because he had been homeschooled, but he wanted to try going to regular school.
Yeah, wow.
So they saw him and their faces lit up. I said, "Oh my goodness." And about it is, he doesn't even like football. He doesn't like playing football.
Well, if he wants a friend, I don't need you to walk down the street. I'm hanging out with your grandson.
Right. I told my grandson he can't handle me yet. He can't. I take him on the basketball court every now and then and beat him. And his friends say, "Oh man."
He does not want to talk to this guy. I'm going to see how he tries to get him off the phone here.
Your grandma beat you? And then he'll say, "I'm not coming out here with you no more." I said, "Why not?" I said, "Your daddy got beat you."
Oh my gosh. You guys are a trip. Well, why don't we do this? I'll shoot you over the video. Just go ahead and text.
He's like, "Great story, bro."
Text me back when you're done. We'll jump back on the phone. I have some questions I can answer for you. And the most important thing about what we do, I mean, we get paid 3 different ways. We get to empower people is what our company does. And so when you take a look at it, I think you'll be pretty excited about it. And frankly, somebody with a good personality like yours, I think you can do so well in our company.
When I initially wanted to watch a video like this, I thought it would be like interesting to see the different ways they'd interact. But I just see a man who's faking interest in people and being vague about what he's offering and being very controlling of their time and how they're going to consume the content that he's going to send them. And it honestly makes me a little bit sick to my stomach watching this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, what is this company?
What do I have to have?
Only $400,000.
Hey, well, just let me go ahead and send that.
I'm just kidding with you. You don't. No, you don't need money for that. So yeah, it'll explain how you get things.
How much money do I need to start? And then he makes a joke, but he doesn't tell them that they are going to need money to start, and it's not nothing, and they're going to need to keep buying things every month to keep going.
Set up, and we can get you going.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's great to chat with you. I'll shoot it over to you here in a second.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You're gonna call me back?
You're gonna text me. I'm glad you asked. You're gonna text me back as soon as you've done the video.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Gross.
I got a new friend, man. I want to ball with her.
Do you though? Because you seem to want to get them off the phone real quick.
I want to see if I can take grandma on a basketball court. I wouldn't let any of y'all be there because she'd probably take me. So I'd have to lie about it later, but that was fun. All right, so let me throw her into the app. I'm having fun tonight. This is 2 for 2. That was fun. All right, let me put her in here.
You guys should be able to take a lot of rejection. But he's having fun because he's not being rejected tonight. It's so interesting.
I want her on my team. And look, some of y'all are writing her off. Hey, what do? I don't do nothing. Here's another one of them couch potatoes. Y'all are writing both of my prospects off.
Okay, I'm calling this on the condescension tally right here. Because nobody has said anything about writing someone off. He was having his Cheshire Cat smile. No one's writing this person off. Like you're placing that on us. Nobody has said anything. I don't think he's referencing anything in the chat. I think he's literally making this up.
Every dud knows a stud. So somebody might be a dud. Like they might not really be a motivated person, but they know motivated people. If I'm a good networker, I'm going to network through people to find who they know who is motivated. Right? Now this one could be a sleeper. I mean, she's a pistol right there. All right, so 1 second here.
She could be a sleeper. She's a pistol. Every dud knows a stud. So it sounds like you have some assumptions about her based on how you're talking about this. Just gonna say that.
Information in.
Brian can't type and talk to us at the same time. It's cool, Brian. I get it. I can't either. I wish he'd tell us like what he's putting in, like not their information, but like what
based on her email. I know how old she is. At least people create their email address with their birthdays in it.
How do you know it's her birthday?
All right, so
I'm gonna call this condescension. Just because there's a year or a date in something doesn't mean it's anything. One of my online friends, her handle is 426 is in the handle. And I was like, oh, like I assumed it was her birthday. I was like, oh, we have the same birthday. And she's like, no, it's not my birthday. It's just a number. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a number that means absolutely nothing. So this number could mean absolutely nothing to this person too.
Here we go. She was a lead. Put it in my app here. And I'm sending her a resource. Send resource. Opportunity. Presentation. Private business overview. All right, done. So here's the thing. 2 for 2, that was easy, but forget that stat. It's a matter of, it could have taken me an hour to get 2 conversations to happen. And they might not have been pleasant like those 2 were. Sometimes you just whatever. But look, you get 2 of those a night, you're unstoppable. Let me tell you something. You're unstoppable if you get 2 of those a night. Now you might go 20 nights of two a night. You might go through 40 leads and still not convert anybody. And then that when you get to that point, you're like, I knew Brian was full of shit. I mean, it sounds all good and everything, but where are the results? Understand, you can't be so bad, and your opportunity, whatever company you're in, cannot be so bad that you keep on doing that and not recruit people. It's just not fathomable. It can't happen.
It can.
What typically happens is you get nowhere and then you quit. Or you get some people that are saying they're going to watch a video, but they don't, and then you quit. Or you get them to watch a video, but then they're not interested and you quit. I mean, there's always these break points, and you got to figure out where your break points are and then solve for those. And at the end of the day, it's always, you just got to keep going. Did I look forward to doing this thing with you all tonight? Heck no. I'm having fun with y'all. I'm gonna have fun with whatever we're doing. Okay. But would I rather be on the couch right now with a remote control, watching some TV? Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, I would. I'd rather be doing that. I've never, ever
You're making money off of everyone on this call right now. So why don't you show them a little bit of respect? I feel like I'm not going to call this condescending. I'm just going to call this like whiny.
Really loved prospecting. I've never loved reading books, but I read because I like what I get from reading books.
You don't like reading books? Okay.
I've never liked going to the gym and lifting weights. Some people like that. I don't get off on that. I don't like going to the gym, but I work out. That's why I got that bad boy. But guess what? I don't like doing it. I like what I get, but I don't like doing it. I've never.
I like what I get, but I don't like doing it. Wow. So you spend your whole life doing a series of things that you feel obligated to do, but you don't like doing. I don't know, Brian. Sounds like your life kind of sucks a little.
Loved doing the network marketing stuff, but I've made 25 million from doing it, so I'm willing to do it. So don't wait until you feel like making the calls.
Sounds like an income claim, Brian.
You gotta do the
tread lightly
calls. You gotta do what you need to do to get the results that you want. Okay, don't wait until you enjoy it. Oh, it's not in my comfort zone. When I get comfortable, no, you're never going to get comfortable. You'll get a little less uncomfortable, but you never get really comfortable, in my opinion. Now, I might be wrong. I mean, you guys might be comfortable, but then you should be doing this training. All right, so there's the next one. Frankly, maybe I'll do one more.
Yeah.
I want to find one that actually hangs up on me. Hold on.
How can you figure out who's going to hang up on you? I thought you don't know who these people are.
See if I can find one that's going to be rude or something. Because right now you're like, oh, those two, they were set up. You coach those people. Okay. So let me find one that maybe is going to be like a total dipstick to me. And let's see here. This is one from a few days ago. Now, by the way, when you get a live lead, this is a live redirect from last week, from Thursday. It's cooled off by now. So it's likely I'm not going to have as good of a response, but I'm going to go and try. So let me see what time it is. All right. So it's still good on the East Coast. I can call this one in North Carolina. Let's see here. Not much longer. Wow, we got 250 people on. It's awesome.
250 people on to watch this call. I wonder how it works with these lead sites. I mean, I guess you voluntarily put in your information, so the do not call list doesn't apply, but I kind of wonder, like, if I fill out a lead form on a website and they've sold my lead to several people, like how many times I have to say, take me off your list.
Lois up there. It's Brian Carruthers. We haven't met yet, but last Thursday, you actually had shot a request into our company on our website looking for a project to be able to work from home. And I apologize it's taken me this long to get back to you. We had such a massive number of people that have been inquiring, especially with everything going on out there. People want to work from home. Are you still looking?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good, good. Tell me, what do you do now?
Right now, I am an assistant manager at Harris Teeter.
Oh, I love that store.
Yeah, I did too. So, and I've been doing that for like 9.5 years. I've also previously worked at, like 12.5 years. So I've been in the grocery business retail for quite some time.
So you probably know what every aisle everything is on.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, so what is it that you're looking for now?
You probably know every aisle of the grocery store. Good line, Brian.
You're looking to on the side, or looking to maybe get out of that and just do something completely different?
Well, something on the side, as in right now.
Right.
And it is my overall goal is to come out from Harris Teeter and to work from home. And my sister, she passed away about 4 years ago. She left behind some boys, but the smallest one needs care. And, from the oldest being like 25 down to the youngest, the older guy is out there doing his thing. But I was like, okay, sooner or later, I feel like I want to have to, work from home.
Yeah.
So I can get the smaller guy in, so I can give him the extra attention there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And really, looking to use, to even hyping up my skills with computers as well. I have business administration certification, and I want to grow in that area, more so, than just
This person thinks they're like having kind of a job interview based on how they're answering the questions. These people have filled out a form because they're in a situation where they need money. And this guy is like preying on them. Ugh, gross.
Out there, and, with the manual labor.
Yeah, I understand.
So I'm really looking for something like part-time, something, not like an extreme high level, right at the data entry level right there. And I'm not asking.
See, she's like, yeah, I want to be in a data entry position. I'm looking for something on the side because I need to keep this full-time job. Like, she feels like she's applying to a job right now.
For much, what I'm saying, but more so, I just want to, like I say, get my skills, what I'm saying, up there.
Yep.
And
you're singing my song. Sorry to cut you off there, but I'm gonna.
Sorry to cut you off from you talking about your dead sister and how you're trying to better your life.
Finish your lyrics for you. I actually, my story real quick. I was a real estate agent.
Let me interrupt your story, of hardship to say like my story of fake hardship.
And if you know anything about that, you get paid when you sell a house. And if you don't sell a house, you don't get paid. And I was living check to check for years. I was working 7 days a week, grinding it out to do that. Got married and have kids and with 3 boys. And I found myself like, I can't be working 7 days a week. I know what it's like to put the fork down at dinner to go take a call to put out a fire. So I didn't lose a deal. So we didn't lose any income. And that's stressful, if you can probably imagine. And so when I learned about this company and they had a program to be able to do it on the side where I could build up a passive residual cash flow that would come in even if I wasn't working, I couldn't unsee what I saw. I had to get involved with the company. And let me tell you, it's been a godsend. My wife and I are now full-time stay-at-home parents. We've got 3 boys, 15, 4, and 2. By the way, I'm 50 with a 2-year-old. So say a prayer for me if you will before you go to bed. But anyway, it's been such a godsend, being able to be here with them. And it's because of this company. And so if I sound like exactly what you're looking for. If I sent you a short video, it's about 20 minutes long, that goes through all the details about who we are, what we do, and the 3 ways that the company pays you, would you be able to watch that tonight?
Yes, I will.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll text it. Is this your cell phone? You take text to this number?
Yes, this is my cell phone. I'll take the text.
Okay, so I'll text you over a link to the video, and it's about almost 9 now. So around probably 9, let's just call it 9:30. You'll be done watching it for sure.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, I'll go ahead and shoot the text over to you. Again, my name is Brian Carruthers. I'll put my name in the text as well. And then just when you're done, just shoot me a text back and we can revisit again if you have any questions and see if it's a good fit for you, which it sounds like it would be perfect for you. So we'll see after you watch it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Good to meet you. Talk to you in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. All right, I failed. I'm sorry. I was trying to get somebody to hang up or just be rude or just be, blasé about it. 3 for 3. I've done live dial sessions for years. I've never had 3 for 3 ever. I feel like Juan Soto. If you don't know who Juan Soto is, he's a great baseball player. Okay. So anyway, I got to get her this link. So here's what I'm going to do though. I'm going to wrap here real quick, and then I'm going to send her the video that I promised her. Let me just say that what I just did, getting 3 exposures inside of an hour. Okay. People aren't doing that. And look, here's the thing.
You said you've never been 3 for 3 just now. And now you're saying, hey, 3 for 3, people aren't doing that. Yeah. You haven't even been able to do that.
Let's say it takes you longer.
It sounds like it will. It sounds like it will take me longer because you've never had this level of success with cold calls before. You seem surprised about that. So obviously it's going to take us longer if results not typical, right?
Right, because I spent most of my time talking to you guys. I only made 3 dials.
Yeah, and that was annoying.
You can make 3 dials even with those elongated conversations. And there's 2 different ways you can do this. On and off the phone, on and off. Hey, Pam, hey, it's Brian Carruthers. You asked for information. If I send it over to you, will you watch it? Okay, I'll send it over to you. Let's talk about 20 minutes. And now you see what I did tonight, by the way. I ask, what time are you going to watch it? They say when. And I say, and I'm calculating about 20, 25 minutes later. So you'll be done for sure at 9:20. Yes. Okay, perfect. Text me back. Now I already know her number. And if I don't get a text back from her by around 9:30, I'm calling her. I'm not just going to say, well, she didn't text me, I guess she's not interested. No, that's weak. That's horrible. You follow back up if they don't do what they said they were going to do. But I put a little test out there to see if they will honor their word and get back to me.
You're also testing with this to see how compliant they are. That's why he said, oh, I'm going to send you a video. When can you watch it? And if it was someone like me, I'm like, I'll watch it tomorrow. Oh, you're not going to watch it tonight? No, I'm not going to watch it tonight. So like I have a boundary about that, but he's kind of pushing to see if the person's going to be compliant. I think that's the other part of this. That's also gross.
I don't judge them for it because who knows? I mean, their kid might have fallen out of bed. They might have dinner burning on the stove. Who knows?
Yeah, you did not ask one person if now was a good time to talk. So there could have been an issue. You just didn't think to ask about it.
So I don't judge it, but I just like to play a little game.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of that. But I do want you guys to completely understand that tonight is not the norm. So when you don't get 3 for 3 and you don't get 3 cheerful people, that you don't say, well, this isn't for me. Okay. This was fun getting 3 that were easy like that. Now, hey, look, I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm not saying I'm automatically going to recruit any of these 3. I might still go 0 for 3. Who knows?
Yeah. All they've agreed is to watch a 20-minute video. Getting them to agree to more will be a lot more work.
And it might be like one of them signs up after the video tonight. Do a 3-way call, get somebody on my team to do a 3-way for me because I don't have an upline anymore. I haven't had for 20 years, but get somebody to do a 3-way call and close it for me. If I can't get anybody, I'll try to close it myself, which is the second best. And then I'll put them in my campaign and follow up until they sign up. The only way that somebody gets off my list is if they die, which I don't want them to do, or they sign up. Otherwise, I follow up with them or until they're so rude I don't want to work with them.
You need to give them an opt-out. If you're emailing people, you need to have a one-click unsubscribe if you're sending marketing messages. So that's bullshit of that they have to either sign up or die. That's illegal, Brian. And you could get a fine for, I think, up to $40,000. I'll look up the fine and put it on the screen for sending unsolicited marketing emails to people who don't want to get them. And I believe that's per violation.
Sign up or you're stupid rude and I don't like you. Okay. Then I just say, all right, enough with you. I got many more fish in the sea.
So these people wonder why we're rude. And it's because the only way to get off your list is to be rude. So the only way I can be off your list, not sign up and still be alive is to be rude to you. So that's the option you're giving me. And then you get to cry persecution later. Oh, these people were so rude to me. Well, maybe if you gave people a nice way to opt out, they wouldn't be rude to you.
So guys, I'm going to let you all, as we wrap up here, so I can get to my evening and get to yours. You can unmute if you have anything you want to say, shout out where you're from, how excited you are about your future. Like, people need our opportunities right now because of the pandemic. People need us now more than ever. So go take your opportunity. We are dealers in hope. Go take it to the world. Show your goodness to everybody you can and have confidence and posture in doing it. Go grab those leads tonight. Use that coupon code if you want to save the money. If you're going to do it, do it. And don't just do it one time. Get on auto ship. Give it 6 to 12 months. Create a habit, and all of a sudden you'll be unstoppable. Have a great night, guys.
Yay!
Thanks, Brian.
Watch
As
it,
usual.
Brian.
Phoenix. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Okay, I can't listen to a bunch of people say he's amazing. I can't do it. So I see what he did there, which I think can be helpful in sales, which is that you listen to the other person and you base what you say to them related on, information they've given you, common interests, that kind of thing. I feel like when this is done correctly, it can feel like a conversation. And when it's done like in a completely transactional way, like this felt like, it feels a little bit gross. In particular with the last woman, like she was talking and he's like, oh, let me interrupt you and tell you my story. Like, I thought that was kind of rude because she had kind of opened up about her sister dying. And clearly these people, based on the second and the third person, they like wanted to talk. They were forthcoming with information. They were telling stories. And I don't understand why he couldn't have given them like 2 more minutes to do that, to feel like they had finished the conversation. But when you're transactional, you don't have time for people to be human now, do you? So, Brian Carruthers, yeah, you're fine at sales calls. It's not really my style to manipulate people, but, I could see it working. especially if someone is in a desperate enough situation where they need income. Now, what I'd really like to see, I saw this, the call, is I would like to see his follow-up calls with these 3 people. That would give us some information, right? They've seen the video, they have some context. It would be a lot more of a conversation. That I would like to see. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, there is an entire playlist on the YouTube channel called Nicole Reacts to Online Marketing Gurus. There's also a Nicole Reacts category on the blog. And so you can see past episodes there in either of those 2 places. And if you want to kind of lightly stay in touch, we have a monthly email newsletter you can get on. And you can see, if you go to that page, you can sign up for the newsletter, but you can also see past issues. So you can kind of see like what the format is and what kind of information we put in there and see if it's valuable to you before you sign up. And if you have any online gurus that you want me to react to, feel free to leave them as a comment on this video. Or if you're more shy, you can use the contact form of the website. That goes to me. And, you know, if you have a certain video, a certain person, a certain topic you want me to find a video on, like I said, when I saw this video go by of like, I'm going to be making sales calls, I was like, ooh, interesting. Because I've specifically complained about these people not doing that before. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week because the gurus keep coming. But the good news is you've got someone in the marketing industry who can call them on all their bullshit. Take care.